Weird things have been happening in the hockey world lately, from the AC Hockey Association to the NCAA to the World Juniors. We're seeing upsets all over the place. But since we're focusing on Canada this week, let's just take a beat to summarize their performance at the World Juniors. First, they lost 3-2 to Latvia in a shootout. This loss was accentuated by the fact that the USA beat Latvia 5-1 the very next day. Not a good showing. They then beat Germany, which was good, but then fell to the USA by a score of 4-1. And while they made it to the quarterfinals, they lost to Czechia by a score of 4-3. This week, we're focusing on Team Canada, who have a stellar forward line, strong defensive line, and are middle of the pack when it comes to defending the crease. So, gear up. We're heading up north to explore how the elite Team Canada will take on and beat Team USA.
Last week, we took another snapshot of the data and recalculated the overall predictive score to see if any of the teams are making progress. The OPS combines offensive, goaltending, and physicality measures to come up with a number between 0 and 100. Interestingly, Finland made the biggest gains, increasing their OPS by almost 22 points. Canada, the USA, and Sweden also grew by similar amounts, which was between 12 to 14 points. It's when you drill into the OPS score that things get interesting. Here we drilled into the offensive and goaltending to see how each nation compares. You can see that Canada is far and away the strongest on offense, and arguably by a significant margin. This chart also shows what Hope just called out, which is that their goaltending is the least impressive of the lot. So while they're strong up front, we anticipate that all teams will be trying to exploit this one area. This final view focuses on the ranking of the goalies. We saw a couple of notable changes here. First, Sweden slipped out of first, giving it up to the USA. Second, the USA lost their top-ranked clustering, and their goalies are now spread throughout the ranks. Third, Finland's goalies are also less clustered towards the top and more spread out now. And lastly, Canada is clustered, but again, just below the middle. Given all of the movement here over the last 30 days, we're sure to see more changes as we approach the tournament.
We built a Power BI dashboard so we could drill into the details at the player level. You can download and explore the Power BI file by clicking the link on the screen. We've got 3 reports, one for offense, one for goaltending, and another for experience versus point production. For Canada, we see really good things in their lineup. You can see here that they've got good balance for point production across their core lineup. They also have a strong showing across the team when it comes to offense, which also reinforces this balance of age and production. The goaltending report shows the 3 Canadian goaltenders' goals against average and save percentage. There isn't much to add from what you've already seen. Suffice it to say that the 3 goalies are currently clustered between 2.7 and 2.9 goals against, and they all have a .90 save percentage. And you know where they rank with respect to the other goalies. This final view shows the sheer point production strength of Team Canada. Off the bat, there is an average of 22 points, but roughly 70% of the team is above the average. Also, the line that shows the relationship between age and point production is decreasing, but not at the same grade, for example, as Sweden. And lastly, there is a large cohort of players that are clustered in the middle and above the average. This translates into younger to average-aged players who can get points on the board. Overall, this is great for Canada.
All right, so what are our key takeaways from this week's analysis on Team Canada? And what did we learn? First, we learned that Canada has a strong point-producing team with a complement of superstardom. This is our first reason for saying Canada will beat the USA. Second, they have a great mix of players, and they have a good balance between younger and seasoned players who can all produce on the ice. This is the second reason. Third, our OPS metric ranked them high, and when we dug into the score, we saw great offensive numbers. And last time I checked, you need goals to win at hockey. And this is the third reason why we think Canada will beat the USA. The X factor is their goaltending, but we still don't believe that given the offense they have that they'll give more goals than they'll get. Therefore, our prediction this week shifts Canada back up to first, and the USA back down to second. Nothing changes with Finland and Sweden coming in third and fourth, but we still see Finland as the sleeper team. and the increase in their OPS score this week helps support our belief. Watch out for our next video, which will feature a deep dive on Team USA.